Joining us every Monday at 4, Donovan McNabb, brought to you by United Tire. Now's the time to make the right choice about who services your car. United Auto Service. Go to UnitedTire.com. That's UnitedTire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United. Donovan, how are we feeling?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you guys?
I have to say, I think we're doing pretty good today, man. Beating the crap out of the Cowboys feels pretty good. Feels pretty good.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Don, I mean, when you have a balanced offense like we've seen, I mean, rushing the ball for over 180 yards and passing the ball for over 190 yards, I mean, that's pretty balanced. If you ask me, you eliminate some of the turnovers. Their game could have been worse, but we'll take what we can. I think what we've seen from a defensive standpoint is just continuous progression over the last couple of weeks, and you have to be proud of what we've been seeing.
Donovan, well, let's start with the defense, because they went from preseason, we were all hoping that the defense could be passable, get mid-pack. And then there have just been signs over the weeks that they're growing and growing. And they look to us like a legitimately good, I hesitate to say top 5 or 10 defense in the NFL, but they are actually looking like it now. Are you seeing a legitimately good defense when you're watching them?
Well, I will say both, that I'm pretty proud of what we've been seeing so far. Now, can we say that we've seen multiple top 5 type of offenses over the last couple of weeks? I would probably have to say no. I just worry about if that same impact will happen when we do see those particular offenses. But I think what we've seen is definitely a confidence booster for our defense, for the offenses that we've been facing. I think Vic Fangio has been, doing a good job of just dialing up blitzes. And that's the thing that I wanted to see more of. Not so much of just rushing 4 or 5 or possibly 6. I want to see multiple pressures. To not so much have our secondary just kind of playing man and then get caught up on a scramble or whatever it may be. But if we continue to add more pressure as we continue to go along, I think good things can happen for our defense.
All right, so Fob, when you look at this secondary, right, they're very young, but they're very talented. As a quarterback, and if you're going up against these guys, I'm wondering what a quarterback is sort of looking or thinking as far as where can I take advantage of what they're doing there. What is it that this secondary is doing so well that is allowing them to be effective the way that they've been really for the last 5 weeks?
Well, you know what? The thing that we talked about last season, Ike, was being able to cover the middle of the football field. And that was something that was definitely a weakness on our defense, and that being our linebackers and our safeties. I think our safeties and linebackers now have become a little bit more of a threat in the passing game, so to speak, where you're just not allowing tight ends and number 2 receivers to kind of just do what they want to do. Now, obviously, you go all the way back to when we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before everybody started getting hurt. That was still an issue. And so I think we've gotten better at that particular aspect of things. And then our pass rush. So I think our pass rush plays such a major factor in the way our secondary is able to cover. And like you know that, I mean, if we're able to get some pressure from the interior part of our D-line, and then now outside linebackers and DNs get a chance to clean up. As far as the linebacker is concerned, you're not covering for more than two and a half seconds. So that right there is a major plus for our secondary.
What does it do to a quarterback when you're – it seems like sort of an obvious question, but I'm just wondering from a comfort level and a feeling standpoint back there as a quarterback, what does that do to you when you feel like pressure is coming from that front four and you're not getting guys open down the field? Does that make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket?
Well, it makes it uncomfortable if you continue to get pressure from the interior part of that D-line. Now, if you're getting pressure up the middle, and as a quarterback, you're trying to find that lane out to sit and be able to go through your reads. And if you're not able to do that, then now that starts to tuck it away and try to pick up yards with your legs. But as far as the quarterback is concerned, our offenses are, especially in the league now, is based off timing. And if it throws the timing off, now that takes you off either your number 1 or number 2 receiver, and you're hoping that number 3 is open. And if you're getting pressure and continuously getting pressure, the quarterbacks are going to start looking at the pressure. Their eyes are going to come from looking at downfield at the receivers and now looking more at the pressure. And that's when the defense is won.
Donovan McNabb with us, as he is every Monday at 4. Donovan, you mentioned the turnovers on offense. It seemed like in that last drive of the first half, something just flipped with Jalen, and he was way better from that point on for the rest of the game than he was early in the game. Is there something that you could see that changed in what he was doing that allowed him to play better after that spot?
I think it was just more the flow of the offense. I mean, as a quarterback, everything that we do is based off rhythm. It could be your passing. It could be your running game. It could be your checks. It could be your decision-making. Whatever it may be, it's about rhythm. And once you get into your rhythm, you're in that groove, then you feel like everything works. And so when the running game is working, the play-action game is working, he's spreading the ball around, guys are getting more involved. All of a sudden now that quarterback looks like he's in his groove. And so as far as an offense is concerned, when the quarterback's in his groove, anything they dial up feels like it's going to work. And that's what we started to see. The ball started to move around a little bit. Saquon did a great job, obviously, getting our tight ends involved. At any time everybody's at the party, and everybody's going to have a good time.
So I want to be clear. Jalen didn't say anything about this, but there was some discussion during the broadcast and after the game.
Oh, boy, here we go.
I knew this is why I wanted to ask you about it, because I knew what your reaction would be. The sun. Did you have to deal with the sun being up when you were a quarterback?
First of all, I've never played in a stadium like that where it was ours.
Right.
So, I played in stadiums like the Dallas Cowboys back in the day when they had the sun was just kind of directly down the middle with the crown on the field.
They had the hole in the roof, yeah.
Yes. We played in Arizona when the sun was open, when the rooftop was open. The sun was kind of in different areas. So there are stadiums like that. I won't say that was an excuse because if you look at the telecast and then when you watch it on the game time live, you did see that flare, that kind of like glare from the sun. Don't know if it was directly in his eyes, but I did see the sun kind of in the end zone area there. So it's something that everybody can laugh at and pick and choose or whatever it may be. But I wasn't out there on the field, so I can't really comment on that aspect of it.
You have to be happy with the pass to Saquon in space. I think it was 3rd and 6 on the Cowboys 20. Just the ability to get the running back the ball in space like that is something that you've been calling for, and it had to feel good to see it work.
Well, and that's the thing it was something that we have been used to, and he's that type of dynamic athlete that you want to find ways to get him in spaces. And as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, not one person is going to bring Saquon down. I'm sorry. Either he's going to make you a highlight film, or, who knows? He might jump over you sideways now since he's already done it backwards. So I just think for the athletes that we have to find ways to create mismatches and get one-on-ones and allow them to be dynamic. And if we can do that, now everyone else has their opportunity to take advantage. So I just think for our offense, if we can get guys in space and get them in that opportunity, and especially for a guy like Saquon, we already see a 2-3 yard catch can turn into 40, 50 easily.
Yeah. I look at yesterday, 5, as a professional win. Like, they went down there, they took care of business.
Correct.
Took care of business. We know they got a big game coming up Thursday. I wanted to get your thoughts on this upcoming matchup. Jaden Daniels, they lost a tough game yesterday to Pittsburgh, but that's still a good football team. They're coming in on a short week. How do you like where the Eagles are playing right now and stacking them up against this Commanders team when they come in Thursday night?
This Commander team cannot be overlooked. We've heard it many a times, like when you come off a big win and then you're playing against a team that suffered a tough loss, but they're still a good team, that you can't overlook. You cannot overlook this Commander team. Jaden Daniels is not only ahead for the Rookie of the Year, but he's definitely in the top 3 as far as MVP is concerned in the league. He's accurate. He's a guy that spreads the ball around. He can utilize his legs. He's not afraid to sit in the pocket and deliver a strike and take the hit. And you have to give a little bit of credit to that coaching staff of the Washington Commanders, because those guys have really changed that culture around. They had them believing that they can compete in each and every game and win every game. Guys are making plays all around the field. And then they went and made a big trade and bringing Latimer in. So I'm pretty sure he'll be up this week for them in their secondary. So it's going to be a big matchup for us. I think we have to continue to keep our momentum going, being efficient on third down, protecting the football, eliminating the turnovers, and creating turnovers on the defensive end.
Donovan, last one. What's it like as a quarterback preparing in this short week? You know, played yesterday and they play again on Thursday. How do you do that? Is it like a cram session? Is that how you do it?
It's something I think they prepared for a little bit last week. Not much is going to change. Maybe a little bit of formations here and there, but the plays will pretty much still be the same. The scouting aspect of it will be, depending on playing the Dallas Cowboys and now playing the Washington Commanders, where defensive fronts and defensive secondary, the way they play, pretty much are pretty similar. Obviously, focal point of different players on each team will be a little bit different. But I think you'll start to see a little bit of similarity of what you've seen against Dallas with the Washington Commanders this week.
All right, Donovan. Well, we're actually going to stop the show now because they won so convincingly. We don't have anything to talk about. So
you got nothing else to talk about, for real.
Well, you know what? Ike has had his coffee. Yep. He sounds like he's had a great lunch. He feels energized. I like where you guys are at right now. So go ahead and take the day off and, just come with some different content tomorrow.
I like it. All right, Donovan. Thank you, man.
All right, broski.
All right, you guys take it easy. Yes, sir.
All right, there he is, Donovan McNabb. 215-592-9494. Do you consider the Eagles true Super Bowl contenders now, and should Jack have to shave his head if the Eagles beat the Commanders on Thursday night?
I was this close to delivering a number 5 joke there with Jaden Daniels.
I know.
I was close.
I didn't know how to work it in.
Yeah, no, probably.
It would have been different from you than me, for sure.
Yeah, that is only one that I could pull off.
What? You know what? And I don't even know if I could have pulled it off, which is why I didn't do it.
Like, I was thinking in my head, could I make a joke that they gave away Donovan's number?
Right. I mean, I started to go down that road.
Yeah.
I started to.
Favorite memory as a commander?
It didn't end well, so I don't think he has very fond memories about being there.
No.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Or the Vikings.
You're right.
Well,
Man, I forgot about the Vikings.
Yeah, but you're right.